Hello, America. This is Call of Duty Goddess. Today is June the 30th, 2017. It seems that Marco Rubio helped Muslims pass Senate resolution to criminalize free speech. And that was from June 21st, 2017. This was given to me by Cloudwalker57. Thank you very much for the heads up on this. On April 4th, 2017, the U.S. Senate passed Senate Resolution 118. Which is condemning hate crime and any other form of racism, religious or ethnic bias, discrimination, incitement to violence, or animus targeting a minority in the United States. The resolution was drafted by a Muslim organization, Engage USA, formerly Emerge USA, and the Muslim Public Affairs Council, or MPAC. On April 6, 2017, Engage wrote the following on their Facebook page. Thanks to the hard work of Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Dianne Feinstein, Senator Susan Collins, and Senator Kamala Harris, we have achieved the approval of Senate Resolution 118, an anti-hate crimes bill supported by Engage. It is days like this that Americans are reminded of this country's founding principles. Equal opportunity, freedom, justice. We are proud to help support the protection of these rights. Let's see what other people have said about this. Looks like people are kind of pissed. It states minorities, so that leaves Christians okay as targets. Should include all of us. No, you are wrong, but it's okay for the Muslims to come over here and to disrespect our nation, live off our hard-working dollar, riot and rape children. How's that working in Germany, England, Sweden, and other European countries that have open borders? Someone else says this better be a fake report. If not, I know who will be hanged for treason or in someone's line of sight. Marco Rubio. It's not a lie. Are you suggesting that passing anti-hate crimes legislation is treason? Engage says. Yeah, so it looks like people are really pissed, and I'll leave the link for this if you're on Facebook. Please let Engage know your feelings. And maybe I'll see if I can find some links for Marco Rubio, Dianne Feinstein, Senator Susan Collins, and Senator Kamala Harris, and try to find all these links and round them up for you. Now let's get back to the creeping Sharia article and find out exactly what this Senate resolution entails. It says here, Senate Resolution 118 calls on federal law enforcement officials working with state and local officials to expeditiously investigate all credible reports of hate crimes and incidents and threats against minorities in the United States, and to hold the perpetrators of those crimes, incidents, or threats accountable and bring the perpetrators to justice. Encourages the Department of Justice and other federal agencies to work to improve the reporting of hate crimes, and encourages the development of an interagency task force led by the Attorney General to collaborate on the development of effective strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime in order to protect minority communities. Boy, that sounds like the beginnings of a Sharia law enforcement squad there, doesn't it? The resolution refers to hate crimes against Muslims, Jews, African Americans, Hindus, and Sikhs. On April 6th, almost the exact same text was introduced as House Resolution 257, condemning hate crime and any other form of racism, religious or ethnic bias, discrimination, incitement to violence, or animus targeting of minority in the United States. A House resolution can be reintroduced as legislation. House Resolution 257 urges the development of an interagency task force led by the Attorney General and bringing together the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Education, the Department of State, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence to collaborate on the development of effective strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime in order to protect minority communities. The House resolution was referred to the House Committee on the Judiciary on April the 6th, and from there it was referred to the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, Homeland Security, and Investigations on April 21st. Americans should be concerned about these resolutions, especially the part of the House resolution which urges the establishment of an interagency task force led by the Attorney General in the development of effective strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime in order to protect minority communities. What is a hate crime in this context? The law already prohibits violence and threats of violence, and law enforcement authorities are supposed to prosecute those intimidation, destruction, damage, vandalism, simple and aggravated assault. What do strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime entail? And again, what hate crimes are not already covered by law? In other words, why would the House of Representatives find it necessary to make such redundant statements, if not in order to redefine the concept of a hate crime? Perhaps by including hate speech. The U.S. has been in a similar situation before. In December of 2015, House Resolution 569 condemning violence, bigotry, and hateful rhetoric towards Muslims in the United States was introduced. That resolution never went any further, but it was problematic. It favored Muslims over everyone else. The current resolution includes most of the major ethnic and religious minorities in the United States, so it will have a far better chance of passing, as it will more easily fool representatives into thinking that the contents of the resolution are harmless. And I have to say this, if your representative is that stupid, they have no business being a lawmaker. Stupidity is no excuse. On May 6, Engage USA published the following on its Facebook page. Representative Barbara Comstock, second-term Republican from Virginia's 10th Congressional District, is teaming up with Emerge USA and MPAC to successfully pass a House resolution which condemns ethnic, religious, and racial hate crimes. The bipartisan resolution was co-sponsored by Representatives Dingell, Taylor, Curbelo, and mirrors the Senate counterpart, Senate House Resolution 118. The historic resolution comes on the heels of alarming increases in hate crimes directed at minorities, especially Muslims. According to the FBI, anti-Muslim hate crimes increased 67% in 2015 from the year before, reaching a level not seen since the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 terrorist attack. The resolution also seeks to protect Hindu and Sikh Americans, Arab Americans, LGBTQ community, and African Americans, as well as Muslim and Jewish Americans, all of whom have suffered increasing acts of violence against them. And this article does go on about the co-founder of Engage USA, all the terrorist ties in these foundations, and I'll leave the link below and you can look at this for yourself. But you get the idea of what's going on here. So I would say get in touch with these people on this list. Get in touch with your congressman, because it's already passed the Senate. I would give the senators hell, as well as this Engage place, and see what happens. You never know. If there's enough outrage, maybe they'll stop it. This is Call of Duty Goddess. I'll leave all the links below. Signing off, and as always, I've got your 6.